welcome to the virtual preschool parent night. I'm Miss Buford.
And I'm Miss Cook.
We are all bundled up and we are ready for some wintry fun, and we hope that you are too. Alright guys, we're going to get settled in and we are going to read The Mitten by Jan Brett. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally, Baba made them. After she finished, she said, "When you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens." So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his mittens had dropped in the snow and was left behind. Uh-oh. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay.
Look at the clues. Who's going to come next?
A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being one to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb.
Who do you think's coming next?
It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bowled to many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. They're all stuffed in there. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was his lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. As he ran to catch his snow white mitten, he saw Babette's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. What do you guys notice maybe about the mitten? It's a little stretched out. We hope that you guys enjoyed the mitten. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. We're going to move on. If you don't care to pull this out of your packet, we have added some resources for you guys to use at home. The front page is just some fun apps and websites that your child can do at home, just some educational things. On the back is just some reading at home tips. We really want your child to be an engaged part of the reading at home. Ask questions, help them to be involved during story time. Another good way to engage your child is invite them to listen to rhyming words and try to pick them out as you guys are reading the stories together. Reading is fun, and we want you guys to make it a part of your bedtime routine each evening.
Okay, now for our fun activities that are included in your packet. We have been learning about the story elements and characters, setting, and story sequence. Here is some of the characters from the story, and you're going to color and cut them out. And then next you have a mitten. It has a little opening at the top. Once you color and cut these out, you can retell the story, have your child retell the story by putting the animals in the mitten in the order from the story, from the beginning to the end. What happened when all the animals got in the mitten? It swelled up. And your animals can come out and you can do it again and again.
Alright, the next activity is your math activity, and you guys have some cute little mittens here. One set of the mittens have numbers, and the other mittens have, see if your child can remember what these are called, 10 frames. So you guys can do this a couple different ways. You guys can use a matching, and you can just spread out your mittens, and you can have your child try to match the mitten with the correct, let's see if I can match it, the correct number to the correct 10 frame. If your child is having a little bit of trouble with that, you guys can go ahead and lay out your mittens in order from 1 to 10, and then you guys can pick up your 10 frame and match the 10 frame to each number in order. We've been working really, really hard on counting 1 to 1 in preschool. So if your child can't just look at the 10 frame and pull the number real quick, make sure that they are touching each counter and counting as they touch. Then they can match with their number. So I hope you guys enjoy your math and literacy activities for the evening.
Who wants to play in some snow? We have attached the mixing instructions for you to make your own snow at home. So you'll have your powder in a bag, and you'll need a container big enough to put it in. You're going to dump it in there. You're going to need 4 cups of water, and you just pour, and your snow is, as you can see, and you may want to make it in a sink. You may even want to do it in the bathtub, because you can keep adding a little more water till it expands and it's a snowy consistency. Get out some measuring spoons at home and play all you want. This is so much fun.
Okay guys, we have finished up our activities for the evening, and we have one last thing for you. We would appreciate it if you would please fill out this survey. It's short, and it's just some questions about how you enjoyed our evening together, and please send it back to school tomorrow. We hope that you have enjoyed all the activities tonight, and we want you to know we appreciate you guys at home working with your children, and we hope that you have a great evening learning together and have so much fun.